Hello everybody and welcome back to another update video for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 where the developer livestream just wrapped up, and typically I'm in a very good mood after these, but this one was disappointing, especially for career mode players, and we'll dive into it a little bit later. We'll start off with Sim Update 3's target release date. They were originally planning for July 29th, but it's looking more and more like it's going to be pushed into August, unfortunately. So this is definitely going to be the longest beta period that we've seen. So again, it looks like August for a public release for Sim Update 3. We do have a list of some airports and aircraft that are being fixed. Keep in mind this isn't the entirety of what's being fixed in Sim Update 3, but a good, indicator of what's going on. Great to see Denver there. Hopefully the magical teleporting bridge will be fixed in the public release, because it's still broke in the beta. And then aircraft, we got a bunch of fixes for like the Corvallis, the Titan, the Sky Courier, the Citations, the Beechcrafts, the 747, the 787, the Airbuses. Just a great list there. And again, keep in mind, that's not the full list, but it's a majority of them for Sim Update 3. Some might be pushed over into Sim Update 4. Moving into the Q&As, we're going to start off with follow-ups. Xbox users will be able to reduce, eliminate fauna, static aircraft at airports, etc. in Sim Update 3. It might be in Sim Update 4. They didn't give a definitive answer if it was a Sim Update 3 item, so just keep that in mind. But either way, in the next couple Sim Updates, you'll be able to disable fauna and static aircraft on Xbox. For graphics, there's going to be a separate setting for live air traffic and live ship traffic. They found an issue that degraded the quality of clouds. Fixes coming in Sim Update 4. And working on getting clouds to fully sync when flying with multiplayer friends and players. Now, hopefully that makes sense. I mean, it's syncing it so if you're flying with friends, you'll be seeing the same cloud formations and so forth. That's what I'm trying to say. For bug questions, Xbox stuttering in the current SU3 beta has been reproduced and they're working on a fix. They're still working on Sim Connect crash to desktops. And for those of you on an AMD GPU with artifacts, they believe it's a driver issue and they're working with AMD to figure it out. Questions for aircraft various and features aren't being improved on a lot of aircraft in Sim Update 3 and Sim Update 4, like the Dreamlifter, the Cessna Citation Longitude, all that kind of stuff. All Airbuses except the Atlas have been improved. Work is beginning to get the ATR 42 and 72 for 2024 compatibility. And as we've known for a while, a PC-12 and PC-24 is also getting improvements in Sim Update 3. Now for the not so fun part. Heavy and super heavy cargo are not making it in Sim Update 3. They're saying that any build's aircraft still breaking in the skip function. The whole thing about where if you're, wanting to skip to cruise and all that kind of stuff, the plane can stall out of the sky because it's not keeping up the right speed or whatever. And that's why it's being delayed, is because that skip functionality apparently, which is a bit of a bummer. So there's that. One thing they want to bring into career mode way down the road, not anything too close, is multiplayer traffic, virtual airlines, and so forth. I mean, we kind of already knew that anyways. They already brought that up a couple developer streams ago. But I thought I'd mention it again here, just in case. Some questions about features, like shared cockpits. They said working prototype on PC only currently, taking some time to make it cross-platform, need to create a new API, and honestly, the whole thing is just, it's a bit of ways from it actually being implemented, but they want to start small with older aircraft and see where it goes from there. So it's definitely going to be something in a future Sim Update beta probably, but you're going to be on very older aircraft, because right now they're just trying to make it, or figure out how to make it work in glass cockpit aircraft. Sim Update 4, by the way, is going to be another performance-based Sim Update, so don't really expect too many things new regarding content still. That'll be something for 2026, 27, 28, and all that. Where they said that they just started working on wish list items at this point, and non-wish list items that they think fans will enjoy. For those of you looking forward to the World Hub, there's no date, but they're getting close to returning to it, especially after Sim Update 16 releases for 2020. That's also a release date of July 29th. They didn't really specify if they're hitting that target or if it's going to be delayed as well. World Photographer mode will be expanded next year, to follow along with city updates, world updates, and so forth. Bush trips have gotten an update because last developer stream, they said Sim Update 4 was kind of looking like it. Now it seems like it's delayed indefinitely, but I think you guys will enjoy the reason why. They're now working with third-party developers like Got Friends to get things going, and it's not going to be releasing this year. So it seems like they're scrapping the 2020 ones and just creating a whole new system for it with third-party developers. And lastly, landing challenges are going to be getting more detailed feedback, pretty much what it was in 2020, since we lost a lot of that extra data about how the landing was and just all that extra feedback. So that'll be returning. No timeline on that, so probably not this year. These are just random questions that they were answering from the chat. The CR2 V2 in 2024, they have no idea. That's on Aerosoft. Gliders, they're receiving improvements. Main thread optimization in Sim Update 3 and Sim Update 4 is going to bring even more focus to performance improvements. New liveries are going to be coming in Sim Update 4 for, the airliners and all that, which is pretty cool. EFB controls not working on Xbox. They are working on a fix for that. Audio popping when CPU spikes to 100% is being worked on. And the new development for air traffic control stuff in Sim is getting a partnership with VatSim. Those developers are helping Asobo out on improving the in-sim ATC experience. Some marketplace questions. Rentals are opening up to third parties today. Developers can set the price. We've talked about this before as well. So you can make it to where it's like, oh, I want my plane to be $3 for a week or something. And something pretty cool as well is developers have the option to give out a free trial. So if you want to just rent a plane and not pay anything, developers do have that option, which is pretty neat. They're still working on gifting. It's still planned for Sim Update 4. A lot of improvements are coming to the marketplace in general, from filters and improvements on the UI as a whole. And they were talking about how, because Jorg didn't say it specifically, but he was talking about how he's gone to the marketplace and he's seen a lot of not so great content pretty much in the marketplace. So it seems like there's going to be some improvements to that as well, which is nice to hear. They talked a little bit about famous flyers and local legends, the ones that are 2020 only and they quote-unquote work in 24. They're just not fully compatible. But work has begun to get a lot of 2020 aircraft supporting 24. Can't commit to all of them as some dev teams don't exist anymore. And time frame depends on the planes. Some can be done fast, others are going to be taking a little bit longer. And then regarding new content, they announced City Update 12 and Make Good Aircraft 4, but unfortunately we're going to have to wait until Gamescom to know what those two items are. But we did get a little bit of a teaser. The City Update is in Europe, which I'm sure a lot of people in Europe are going to be happy since the last couple of them have been in the US. And then the Make Good Aircraft 4 is a watercraft. So we'll see what that is. There's also a feedback snapshot. It didn't look like it changed too much from the last time they showed us one. I think we're getting a completely updated one next week, so we'll probably dive into it at that point. But that is it. That is the DevStream little highlight reel, I guess, if you want to call it that. And yeah, I'm just... it's really disappointing, specifically with career mode. And yeah, so there's really nothing else. We already know a couple of the fixes that are coming to career mode, including search and rescue. We dove into that like 2 months ago at this point. So, everything that we've kind of talked about already in career mode that's been fixed or improved is pretty much all we can expect when a public release happens, which is a bit of a shame. Was really hoping to see heavy and super heavy cargo, but that is now pushed to Sim Update 4. So again, Sim Update 3's release pretty much still up in the air, but it looks like it's going to be into August for that as well. So with that being said, be sure to let me know what you guys think about everything we talked about here. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I wish I could bring you better news regarding career, but unfortunately I cannot. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.